Good evening, gentlemen. I hope you can hear me. Um, Apologies for the slight delay in getting proceedings underway. Traffic and other topics came in the way. So hopefully you can see and hear everything that's going on. Um, Apologies to a couple of managers as well, to Rocks and to Savage, um, for sending them like garbage info, basically. Especially a special apologies to Savage, because that's inconvenient. What's happened there because he has a couple of injuries and it's a long story. I'll spare you the details, but I didn't send the correct information. So um, I'll try and be a little bit more careful. I don't know what happened when I saved the packs, but uh, overwritten by accident or something like that. I have no idea. Anyway, hopefully I'll tidy that up a little bit and not have it happen for the last game week. Fortunately for Rocks, he managed to get something in. Savage, I'll do my best with what I've got. So hopefully everything will go well. Everything else should be in place. Good to see you, Steve, Ross, Ian, Swartz, Campbell. Good to see you. Good to see you. Um, a lot of I don't know a lot, but certainly a number of absentees this evening. I think there's some football being played. I don't know what it is with all these midweek games, but apparently that's a thing. Without further ado, let's have a quick look at the results from last time out. Um, it was a busy night, 21st of March, my birthday, in case anyone is wondering. Um, and good result for Dudley Hill, that third place. It's not 100% sure they'll finish there. They can still obviously go up to second. There's still a lot to play for. East Coast losing to Foss Road, a little bit unexpected, but Foss Road picking up some form again here. Fulchester, disaster for Frey. He's been dropped completely out of the first team after losing 4-1 to Sloths. Northern Burn 2-0 winners against Exiles, who are down in fifth after being up in third, I think. So not everything going perfectly to plan for Rocks, but looks as if they will still um, end up with a playoff spot for sure. Well, not for sure, but they're in with a good shout. Stackington, big win for them against Sancte. That wooden spoon battle is hotting up. We have got Stanley, Los Santos. That was a 1-1 draw. Not doing neither team any favors. And finally, Vikings lost that game to Haggis, which of course was great news for Haggis, who are now all but mathematically secured of a queue. I think it's plus whatever. +7 their goal difference, +8 maybe their goal difference, and Badgers is +1, Sloths is +2. Sloths can't catch them, and Badgers would need to do very well to catch them. But so yeah, so that's where we stand with those things. Don't do your best too much, Rupley. Well, I'll see. I'll see. There's not a huge amount of changes. A couple of arrows gone and some personnel changes, but anyway, that's where we're at. So as you can see, Northern Burn have secured that queue. They're 2 points ahead of East Coast, so they could still catch them. Dudley Hill could realistically catch second. First is maybe out of the picture, but could also be caught by Haggis, potentially even with Exiles if results don't go Dudley's way. Foss Road are, of course, locked in a battle with Badgers. We could end up in a situation where we have all the queues in place by the end of this evening. Let's hope not. We'd like to keep some excitement to the last game of the season, regular season anyway. Badgers have to win. Sloths, Fulchester. I mean, you have to win if you're in these situations here. I mean, 37 points could potentially be achieved by Sloths and Fulchester. It could theoretically be enough if Foss Road lose both of their games. We'll have to see how that goes. Scanning through the fixtures this evening, we have got Dudley Hill against Colchester, Exiled Badgers, Foss Road against Northern Burn, Haggis against Stanley, Los Santos against East Coast, Sancte against the Vikings, and Sloth against Dackington. Um, so I'm not sure how many managers are going to be in attendance tonight, and we might have a similar problem next week. We will have to wait and see if we can do this in a way that as many people as possible can be here and enjoy the results. Rocks just beat me on the ASAL 1-0. Is that like literally now? Am I like clashing with the All Stars? That was not intentional, but if I am, then apologies for that, of course. Um, we're gonna save badges against. Aha, stream finished. Okay, perfect. Oh well, excellent. Well, apologies for that. I'd kind of forgotten. Well, that was a quick one then. 3 game week and it's done. Someone is flying through things without this mumbling on about stuff. Let's do something that doesn't directly impact sixth place. Me and Tato go first. Well, you can, but it'll kind of. Well, you can. If you're both here, then I guess we can do that. Foss Road again. Their results is obviously we can save them and Northern Burns a little bit later then, but we can do Exiles against Badgers if you're so fantastically keen. Kill us off nice and early. Well, it still depends on the Foss Road result, doesn't it? You could still in theory, but anyway, let's go with this. If both of you guys are up for it, then let's do that. So let's do continue game, and oh well, the game suggests it anyway. So appreciated Neil the last minute submission. Thanks for your efforts there. I've managed to put the right tactic up, I think, and the right personnel as well according to your instructions. Um, I'll try not to send you your reserve squad for no reason at all next time. I'm not sure what happened there. So a bit of a change for the Exiles, getting Smooch involved, of course. Costanzo. Yeah, I was gonna say, why do you have Cordoba in goal? That seems like a strange decision. There we go. All fixed. It begins with the same 2 letters. Can't blame me, really. Could have been a costly error. Good job I left it up on the screen. Why do you have 2 Cordobas? This is also massively confusing. Um, oh, it is the right Cordoba. I was thinking, let's hope I don't have the goalkeeper at right back. I don't. I don't. Okay, good, 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 good. Good spot. So that's all sorted then. Exiles, they're good to go. Their opponents are the Badgers, the Booth Town Badgers, who are also coming up with a new formation. You'll notice that Ryan Giggs is playing. He is expected to be back in about a month's time with his torn, whatever it is. So we'll see how long he'll last. Um, Interesting decision by Tato, but I guess Jogatzis is ready on the bench in case something happens, which it might. Apart from that, I think I've done it right in terms of the setup here. The new Badgers Season 16 RIP formation. We'll see how it works out for them. Tato, if you spot anything untoward in the lineup, then obviously let me know. But I think it's okay according to your instructions. So without further ado, let's get the show on the road and see what Exile can do against Badgers. Quick reminder that Exiles, of course, is still looking upwards in the table, probably. Um, and Tato is very much looking upwards towards that 6th spot, but they do have to win here, unless Foss Road, of course, falters and they can go to the last round where they play each other. But anyway, let's get this one done first, and we will see what the implications are at the end of the show with regards to queues and not queues. Decent start for the Badgers, to be fair. They've had a couple of chances. Tigalco, he's not really been. It's not really been the goal machine that the Badgers were perhaps hoping for when they swapped him earlier this season with whoever it was. Um, but they have had the better of the chances, although Exiles were coming forward there just a little bit. Here coming up towards half time. Still nil-nil though. Ryan Giggs is, I mean, injuries and fitness is a myth, apparently. Ryan Giggs is flying down that left wing on his 90% fitness and a month back from actually recovering. So I'm not sure what testing Tato's done to figure that one out, but that's it. This season was a free shot after the first half of the season. I've gone 16 long to be a happy rounds. Okay, you're happy to be around at this stage, and you're still around. 3 shots, two on target. No goals, unfortunately. Everyone's doing kind of okay. Neil says as is. I'll show you the kind of stats anyway. Neil Lennon is on an 8 and a yellow. Everyone else is kind of like struggling a little bit. Chigalko wasn't the one shooting. Both of you go as is. That's perfect. Yeah, doing okay. Exiles just not really executing in front of goal. Christian Vieri 1 shot. We go till 60 and see if anyone can find the back of the net here in the beginning of the second half. There's 60 minutes and no one has scored yet. Um, so here we are at 63 minutes. Nothing happened in those first 20 minutes of the second half. Here you are with Maxim Tsigalko on a 5. I'm not sure what instructions he has in this particular tactic, but they aren't doing him any favors, to be completely honest. He's not even had a shot on target. So the question is now if Badgers wants to do something. Ryan Giggs is on 83% fitness, so he's holding up quite well, which is remarkable considering he's about a month out with torn ankle ligaments, but I guess it's fine. So yeah, and that's what you've got to deal with, Tato, if you want to make any changes. Meanwhile, over at Exiles, Tomasi's on a 9. Nesta's the only disappointing number on a 6. Surprising considering that Chicago is so quiet that Nesta's on a 6, but there we go. Roberto's not done a whole amount out on that left-hand side. Fitness-wise, you're good. Roberto is on 82, so it's only slightly less than Gigs, but there we are. Okay, Tato's coming up with the instructions here as predicted. Stanage off for Romeo. We shall do that immediately. Move Lennon to MC, centralize the DMs, and no arrow, stick with arrow up top in 2, with back at AMC with arrow centrally. Ah, for goodness sake, come here. There you go. Um, and Neil goes as is. Okay, excellent. Well, it's all to play for. Last 27 minutes coming up here. Exiled against Badgers in the race for the final queue and for various other things at the top of the table. Positioning and home advantage and whatever comes next. We'll slow it down a little bit just for fun. There's a yellow card being handed out there for upending Desai. I didn't see who it was that actually did it. Here comes Smudge forward, Roberto. There is Batali with a big tackle. Here with taking the free kick, unable to find the back of the net. Tomasi with a good tackle. Smooch and a handball. 4 minutes to be played. Added on. But Exiles are looking a little bit more dangerous here towards the end of the game, to be honest. Here comes Nesta for some reason, flying up the pitch and lofts the ball forward, but Lennon hits it clear. Will Badgers have anything to say in the last couple of minutes? They will not. It finishes 0-0 between Exiles and Badgers. Cheeky Q for Rock. Potentially yes. Potentially yes. We will see at the end of the show. It could very well be. They certainly came back into it in the second half and did much better. Badgers clean sheet, but Zagalco getting a 5, kind of like an indication of how his season has been going. Really clumpy with the man of the match. Manager will be fairly pleased with that, but attacking wise, probably not what they were looking for. Badgers. We will see. Roll on season 17. Well, in theory, there will be another game in it for you, won't there? Well, we'll see. We'll see at the end of the night where things stand. Good, 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 good. We have a suggestion for Spartak Sloths against Stackington. I don't know where Alf is, and I'm pretty sure that Alex is at the football. So neither manager potentially here, which means that we could eventually go with these. Although someone mentioned something about five feet potentially covering this one. Um, but we'll see what else have we got of interesting games coming up. Dimble is not here either. Oh, that's the wrong one. Dimble is not here either. What's East Coast doing? They're playing Los Santos. I don't know if Scott will be here potentially. Ross was here, but I've not seen Paul. Not sure if Mike will be here. Ian was here. We could potentially do that, but might want to save it just for fun. Haggis, Ian says, let's go. Well, okay, why not? We'll do Haggis then. Haggis with changes for the better. You would suggest Jeremy's and Saeed coming back in. I think they were the only two changes in the so reverting to the kind of more familiar DMC line that he's got here, the new Haggis era. And again, once again, Apologies to Mike. I sent the wrong pack basically, and he didn't know that Okaronko, Candela, and Bot were all were all missing. So I've had to improvise a little bit. Um, I'm presuming that he's looking forward to next season anyway. He removed the arrows. I think that was the other change. So once again, apologies to Mike and to anyone else whose squad and packs I've managed to molest during the season. Hopefully, next year I'll try to be a little bit more organized, and we'll get it done properly. I'm stuck with the kids playing musical heads. If I could be on as late as possible, that would be great, please. Yes, we can absolutely do that. That's no problem at all. It will be my pleasure. We proceed to the match. It's Haggis against Stanley. Haggis mathematically secured anyway. Not mathematically secured, but all but mathematically secured anyway. So that should be okay for them. Stanley still involved in a bit of a struggle at the bottom. Um, it's not been a particularly easy season for them. They've had their ups and downs as um, you'd expect maybe, but perhaps not as many downs as they've encountered. Mike's reverted to a 4-4-2 formation here, and it has proven relatively effective for them at times, but unfortunately they have conceded here. Haggis with the goal, it's Kluivert, making it 1-0 just on the stroke of half time. Stats for Stanley is that Pete San, who has come in because he's done okay previously, isn't doing particularly well. Everyone else on sevens and sixes. Meanwhile, over on the Haggis side, it's a six for Saeed and a six for Van Nistelrooy, but apart from that, people are generally looking okay. Fitness wise, everyone is fantastically happy. So it's up to Senior Campbell if he wants to make any changes. Go to 60. I don't believe Mike is here. Um, so we roll to 60 minutes, which is just about to come up here. There was Rossini with a big chance for Stanley, but didn't find the back of the net with that. It has been fairly even, to be honest. Peterson now down on a 4. Um, I wouldn't normally do this, but it Ovenhag, you can't have people running around on a 4. That'll cost him dearly. So I hope Mike doesn't mind. I'll put Owen Hargreaves in there because that's gone very, very bad. Ian says roll, understandable considering the sending on us 9. We've seen it all now. And we'll see what happens in the last 25 minutes. If Owen Hargreaves can find the equalizer, that would be suitable for Stanley probably. He is involved a little bit. Certainly seems to have done better. Oh, and there's Fabio Cannavaro sent off. What do you want to do with this one, Ian? 1-0 up. Centralize, I guess, or you want Tetrazze on or someone Saeed pull back. Got to be one at the back, hasn't it? I mean, or Saeed. We will see. We will see. But those would be my two considerations, either to centralize or to pull Saeed back. Probably good for Haggis that if they pick up even 1 point here will be enough for them to fully secure the queue, and with Cannavaro out suspended, it's probably going to be what they'll be looking for, I think, to get that suspension out of the way. They'll be pleased with that. Um, what the hell is musical heads? Yeah, I was thinking that as well. Pull Said back, please. We will do that. There you go. Take arrows off. There we go. Good. Last 10 minutes coming up. Let's see if Stanley can capitalize on this. They get the free kick. There comes Salihamidzic. Rossini getting involved. Semak getting involved. They've not been without chances. Stanley definitely. 4-4-2 has worked a lot better than a lot of people would have predicted for sure. Rossini getting lectured there for doing something that he wasn't meant to be doing. Budimir Senden has had an absolutely amazing game apparently. There comes Hargreaves, find Rossini, and there comes, oh my goodness, Haggis keeper keeping them in it now. A couple of great saves from him there. Looks as if Hargreaves had actually done something very, very useful and setting up Rossini, but it wasn't to be for them. Could this be another chance for Stanley? Just 1 minute left to play. Here's a free kick. Hargreaves take it. Oh, Phil Neville hits the side netting. Nearly a Man United connection there. I believe Hargreaves was there at some point, wasn't he? Either way, Stanley by the better side and perhaps unlucky not to come away with at least a point here. And congratulations to Haggis, who, of course, with this result secures their Q. I'll bring up the numbers so that you can see them, Ian. Jens Jeremy's back. He gets a Man of the Match award. Cannavaro, you will be without for the next game. Sending got the assist, and the goal was for Patrick Kluivert. Um, Over at the Stanley end, it's a shame Rossini wasn't able to score. Scally had a chance as well, hindered by the performance of Peter Sand, especially in that first half. Salihamidzic didn't do particularly well either. West Brown came in at the central defender and did a solid job. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Apologies to Mike for sending the wrong pack. Um, yeah, that's how it is. Fortunately, it's not the, I should say, most important game of the evening, but we'll try and do better next season. Anyway, congratulations to Ian and to Haggis. He gets into the top spots here. I've not seen 5 feet about. I don't know if he will be. Let me double check what else we have. Foss Road will wait. Dudley, we could do Dudley Fulchester. Stee is here, so we shall do Dudley Fulchester. Where is Dudley? Here is Stee. A couple of changes. Shevchenko has been pulled back. Lucarelli up front now, I think. That was, oh no, and then Perry comes in for Montero, who's suspended. Again, another good suspension to get out of the way. In case you were wondering, by the way, appreciate I haven't shown the player stats much recently, but yellow cards, Patrick Vieira is on 11, Rustico's on 10, Saeed. And this is when it gets into the territory where they get like suspensions all the time, basically, once they get like to this kind of 9, 10, 11 area. So just for your information, I'll do a full stats pack as soon as possible for this, so you can see overall at the end of the regular season. You will of course get the save as well, so maybe it's not really worth it, but we will see. Anyway, we will do Dudley Hill against Fulchester. Fulchester just one save. Farid Mondragon comes in as a goalkeeper because why not? Um, Frey had that 4, manager's seen enough and has demoted him completely out of the starting 24. If you're wondering why there's only 2 goalkeepers when I always insist on 3, is because of the Milito thing that he kind of hangs around here even though he's not here. Database kind of flaw, and I can't be bothered scrolling when I do the pack, so Dan is allowed to have just the 2 keepers. With that out of the way, let's see Dudley Hill chasing the top 2. Um, can they do it, or will Mondragon prove too much of a hurdle in their pursuits for second place? Commentary speed is on very fast, and Dudley Hill is kicking off against Fulchester. Home advantage to Dudley Hill here. And it's Kieran Dyer who opened the scoring without even meaning to do so. So well done to him, and commiserations to Colchester with having another goalkeeper who is perhaps not um, performing to the level one would expect from a Super League goalkeeper. It has been a lot of Dudley Hill and not a lot of Colchester here in the first half, to be completely honest. Um, Kieran Dyer, considering continuing to be very influential here in the first half. I've seen Roberto Carlos a couple of times as well. Obviously, the slightly narrowish formation from Colchester opening up for some wing play here. 4 shots, all 4 on target. It's not looking great for Colchester 1-0. In terms of their stats, they have got a couple of players who are on 8, the Nielsen amongst others. But apart from that, not lot has been happening for them. Fitness wise, they're doing good. So I will not consider any changes. Meanwhile, Dudley Hill. Oh, let's have a look at their stats first. No assist for anyone, so it was Kieran Dyer just out of the blue. Apart from that, numbers look fairly similar to what Fulchester have been putting up. A couple of 8s, some 7s, and a few 6s here and there. Chris Perry on a 6. Danielson tackling machine. Indeed, well spotted. 3 tackles, all 3, one of them key even. I mean, it's almost a Materazzi level. Jesus rolled to 60, so that's what we're going to do. First 5 minutes, nothing happening. Next 5 minutes, nothing. Oh, there's something happening. There's Dyer to Paredes to Collins. Danielson, I think, again with a tackle. And Pizarro moving around too soon. Pizarro picking up not a yellow, but committing a foul. Here comes Recoba and Claudio Pizarro, but it's Hitman in goal again. Bit of an I won't say unsung hero, but not someone who gets a huge amount of credit, Headman. But I think he's had a pretty decent season for Dudley. I don't think they've had many disastrous results with shocking keeper performances. As we approach the hour mark, we'll stop it again here. Yeah, nothing has happened really at all, to be honest. Beckham is down on a 5, but he's obviously not getting pulled. Sarnetti's on a 9, doing particularly well for Fulchester. Fitness-wise, they're doing okay, so we won't dwell too much longer on that. Over at Dudley Hill, that's how involved the different players have been. Lucarelli and Collins struggling to make an impact, really. Hussein and D'Alessandro, obvious substitutions on the bench for those two guys, obviously. Yeah, 14 for Central Sanetti. What? 14 for Central Sanetti. Can defo do a job Central? 14? 14 for Central Sanetti. What? I don't follow. Can definitely do a job centrally. He definitely can do a job centrally. I'm not sure whether 14 comes in. Anyway, um, Alessandro for Lucarelli. Swap with Shevchenko, and that is all. Excellent. Thank you very much, sir. Uh, Last half hour coming up. Dudley Hill taking on Fulchester, looking to keep the pressure on the top two, East Coast and Northern Burn, who will play later this evening. Um, his editor rating is 14 to play central. He has done very well centrally in the past. And there's David Collins getting his goal, getting in amongst the David there. 2-0 Fulchester, 2-0 to Dudley Hill against Fulchester. Not been terrible Fulchester performance, but also not brilliant. I don't think the manager will be particularly keen with seeing the third goal go in. David Collins, Mondragon again, bit of a keeper nightmare over at Fulchester. Lucio for some reason doing badly. Beckham picking up a 4 as well. I'm not sure what's happening here towards the end of the season. Rakoba on a 5. Uh, David Beckham failing to win a single tackle. Danielson winning his 3. And I don't know what happened with Beckham there. Uh, Very, very poor from him. Very, very poor from him. Don't recall seeing Beckham getting a 4. I wonder if he'll be dropped. Probably not. Yeah, um, not what Dan would have wanted to have as the end of the season, of course. What's the record for goals conceded? 17. I have no memory of this, but I can check it very easily after the show if anyone is interested. Excellent, Dudley, keeping up the pressure on the top boys. Los Santos against East Coast. Neither manager is here, I think. What is the other stuff that we have on the schedule? Oh, your ratings, please. Should that be necessary? I'll show them at the end. I'm sorry, mate. I'll pop them up at the end. That was a little bit too quick. Or can I do it? No, I can't do it now because you're like grayed out or whatever now because you've already played. I'll pop them up at the end. No worries. Sorry, I forgot it with Haggis last time as well. Just talking and not paying attention. Sorry. Let's do Los Santos against East Coast. Why not? Dimple for sure at the game. Scott, not sure, but we will see how this one pans out. I think it was just the one change. I think Balogun for Ferguson for Los Santos. Meanwhile, over at East Coast, it's all change. It's back to a season that he used earlier, the Demi, and a couple of changes. Robin comes back in. I think he was out, and yeah, Constantino up front. Looking for a win here, I think, East Coast. I think they'll be trying something a little bit different, maybe to have something in the, just as a thought going into the to the playoffs. Maybe it'll be needed an alternative formation, but we'll see how it goes as they take on Los Santos. Certainly a good start from them. A couple of good chances there, but unable to find the back of the net. Robin, of course, as I mentioned before, already starting to be something of a superstar in the league, a lot of goal contributions and solid average ratings as well. Um, and it's Rustico of all people opening the scoring. I'm not sure lots of people saw that coming. And there, oh, Ronaldinho missed the penalty. Taibo with a save, keeping Los Santos in at 1-0 still. It has been pretty much all East Coast, those 6 shots, 4 on target. Oh, you're on mute and possible delay. I suspect you're going to roll anyway. Um, there is Elias is on a 6, but apart from that, everything is fine. Brady got the assist for that one. Taibo's on an 8 after saving the penalty, and Nedved is down on a 5. And yeah, not much else to mention here. Uh, Dimble says no change, and I don't think Scott's around, so we will run till 60 and see what happens. Looks like he's not on a delay. Uh, that went immediately to 57, so we'll stop it here. 58, we'll stop it here. Nothing has happened in the second half so far. 7 and 8s, and no fitness issues for you, sir. So I'm presuming a roll, but let's see what he says. And down the other end, not a lot of change to be completely honest. Kalatz is on that yellow card still. Anelka on a 6, Nedved on a 5. Uh, Fitness is okay. It's just not really clicking for Los Santos. They had a couple of good, promising performances where maybe it looked as if they were going to be able to make a push for it for the playoffs, but it's just been a little bit too inconsistent. I think he's got a bunch of transfers set up, Scott. So hopefully for him it'll turn around next season. Someone has to finish bottom though. There are only 6 um, places at the top, so there are going to be people who's going to have shitty seasons. That's how it is, unfortunately. East Coast will make no changes for their 60-minute stop, and they have now just 8 minutes left to play here. And let's see if anything else will happen. It's not been a game of a giant amount of chances, to be completely honest. Um, Not as effective the wingers in this particular one, but it is Constantino who seals it with a goal just before the end there, 90 minutes, with an assist from Celias out on that left-hand side. Rustico turns out to be the man of the match. Indeed, just that one more shot on target in the second half. Yeah, indeed, keeping the pressure on Northern Burn, and yeah, I mean, first place, second place, who will get there? Third place, who will get it? Will it go down to the last week? We will see Northern Burn play. I guess it will, but Northern Burn are, of course, still to play. Quick look at the Los Santos stats as well. Not fantastic reading. Nedved and Anelka very disappointing. Defensively doing okay, but struggling to create. Um, Up at the front. Good. Well done, Dimble. Second against the Vikings. I've not seen ball around. Who else am I waiting for? Who else are we waiting for? Well, it's either this one or the next one. And Ross was definitely here earlier, so we will do this one. Ross, if you're still here, then now's your chance. Now's your turn. You're back to the wall. Um, Lausen and Maicon are the central defensive pairing because someone is out injured. I can't remember. Argil is out injured. Um, he looks decent, Maicon, to be completely honest. Looks a decent player. Don't know if anyone's really used him in the past. He was at Foss Road, completely unused. I had him in a save, a homish save, and he did. I think Paul said he wouldn't be about tonight. That's probably a fair point, Steve. I was rushing through the packs a little bit this afternoon, so yeah, that could very well have been the case. But anyway, that's how Sanctuary line up, and yeah, that's the wall formation. I think it was just the one change. Patrick Powell comes in for Soroczynski. That was all at the Vikings. Icon look better here than I've ever seen there. Yeah, indeed. He looks like a very good version. I've had him once, as mentioned, on a home save where he was spectacular at centre back as well. Um, and decent cover on right back. It was a flat back 4 formation, but used him in the centre and he did super well. Anyway, Um, aha, and the backup goalie gets a new number, so that's good. We kick this one off and see what Sancti can do at home to Vikings. Big battle here below the dotted line. And Nikiforenko opens the scoring, and there comes Ambrosini 4 minutes into the game. Sancti 2-0 up. I don't think Ross saw that one coming, but he's going to be delighted with the outcome for sure. And there's Montella making it three. Probably for the best that, that Paul isn't here to witness this. What a complete nightmare. It's been all Sancti. 6 shots, 6 on target, and 3 goals. Um, yeah, I'm not sure where that came from, but amazing how his tackling sneaking into double figures and make him look so much better. Yeah. The deceptive double digit thing, isn't it, Ian? The deceptive double digit. Sometimes you click on a player and you look at him and you go, "Oh my goodness, he's wonderful," yeah, and it's like all 12s and 11s and like 120 that makes you blind. Indeed, indeed. Hiotis, who has done excellently for Vikings, is on a 4. That's not good. Imar's on a 5. Uh, Bring on the wall. How good was that, by the way? Was that thing where they had to make like a figure to get through like the holes or something like that, wasn't it? They had to make like a shape or something, and then otherwise they'd be pushed into the water, something like that. Anyway, it was fun. I seem to remember. Um, Ross says it is. I love the confidence. You've not even seen your team yet. Maicon with an assist as well. Francesco Totti with an assist, and everyone else having a wonderful time being 3-0 up against the Vikings. We'll roll until 60. Yeah, a bit of a turnaround if the Vikings find a way back into this. They have tried in the second half, but 2 shots still not on target. Sancta had one not on target either. Kiotis is still on a 4. Everyone else looking sort of similar in terms of what they were doing. If Paul was here, maybe he would put David Perry on for the last 25 minutes, but he's not going to save the game for them, is he? Realistically, that's what it looks like. Um, Orazio boys are looking still looking strong. Takinardi is down to 81. That's maybe a one for the physio to consider. But apart from that, it's great. There's Scholes, of course, on the bench. Michael Owen, if you want to see him in action as well. Um, Mental health 5 DMs can create that. Yeah, absolutely. But remember that Van Bronckhorst and Duff, when you have the ball, are effectively like AMCs. They're up in that position. So it is like a kind of a 5 striker formation, really, or 5 attacking player formation, really. So yeah, some good can definitely come of that. Um, it used to be a good argument. I've tried this. This is also good. But it a little bit hit and miss, but it's fun. And if you have a great team in a shitty league, um, then it's perfect. Oh my goodness. Right. Takinardi for Owen. Owen Central SC. This one. Do you want arrows on these two guys? Arrows on or off on the DMCs? Going for the jugular here, going in for the kill. Smelled blood. Wants to improve that goal difference, I guess. So if you're going attacking, you obviously need to keep the no arrows on. My goodness. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Uh, it looks as if Vikings are desperately trying to get back into this. They have had a couple of chances. In fact, they've had a bunch of chances here, and there's Aymar making it 3-1, and it's still pretty much all Vikings. 9 minutes left to play, but now comes Sancti. Vikings had a good spell there, but only got the one goal out of it. Let's see if Sancte can seal the deal here. Should be safe, but you never know. Here comes Totti forward, and Nikiforenko coming forward, Duff coming forward. Everyone comes forward right at the end, but it stays 3-1. Vikings definitely picked up the pace in the second half, but it wasn't enough, and Sancte just dominated there towards the end. Liverani got the assist, not a terrible performance from him. I did get a 6 though. It was a bit unusual considering that he's done kind of okay. Kyoto is obviously the main culprit here, allowing those 3 goals so early on. And yeah, there was not nothing. There's no way to come back on that. I think I'm currently unavailable, says Smart. So well, we can do your game then. We can do your game then. Kids are finally settled. Well, let's not. Liverpool is wank. That's a fair point, Steve. Have LSK played? Yes, unfortunately, you have played Scott, and it didn't go well. I think it was a 2-0 in the end. Was it 2 or 3? 2 or 3 to East Coast. Unfortunately, a 5 for Nedved and a 5 for Anelka, I think, as I remember. But indeed, you have played. Um, let's get Foss Road and Northern Burn on the road. Show on the road. Very very important game. In terms of like who gets automatic promotion. I was 2-0. Um, and yeah, back. Sorry, I was reading the comments then. Back with the action. Northern Burn are without Ndaya, without Vieira, without Inzaghi, without Riquelme. It's a really a decimated squad that they have here. Ian desperately looking to hang on to first spot, of course, and Crossroad looking to get that win to eventually secure a playoff spot. They're in a slightly better position. They have Gerard Keane and Oyer in that DMC line there. They're all back. Van der Vaart is their only injury. They've had some injury problems this season. Four superstars out. If I don't win now, I'll never beat Burn. True. And you're at home as well, so you probably never will. Crespo and Jardel up front. I think the only change was in the DMC line for the home side. So, without further ado, we will dive straight into this one. Ariel Ortega is doing something else. I don't know what that is. First road against Northern Burn. Will Will it all be done by the end of the evening in terms of um, in, in terms of who gets the queue and who doesn't? Tamudo opens the scoring for Northern Burn. Foss Road still have it all to do, and there is Gerard picking up an injury. Um, oh well, it was fun while it lasted. Um, I guess. Ludo done. Okay. 10 minutes left of the first half to play. Let's see if Foss Road can find the goal here. Um, they certainly are trying, and Crespo's obviously been good for a couple of goals this season, but it's Oldenburg holding firm. They're an annoying team to play, aren't they? Really, 7 shots, 5 on target, and losing 1-0. It's the wall of burn. Sammy Hippie is on a yellow and a 6. Emerton's also on a 6. Pro 6 on a 6. Iga Casillas is strolling around with a 9 there. And yeah, we'll see if Ian goes as is, I presume. So Smuts is already confirmed as is. Full confidence in the players at his disposal. We'll see if Ian wants to do anything. He goes as is as well. We'll roll until 60. Um, I'll put it down to faster so I make sure I stop it at the right time. Oh, there's an injury to Alex. Why not? Taking the hard road to the playoffs, the difficult, the road where you learn from all of the obstacles that you have to overcome. I presume a straight swap for Gallardo, by the way. Um, we will do that. That did not go well. Where is he? Alex here. Gallardo. There we go. A little bit more time to play before we get to 60. We'll see if anything happens. Uh, Gallardo and Zambrotta combining there. Crespo sends it flying, but that goes out for a goal kick. Here comes Temuda going forward as well, and there's Brosek Emerton. Kewell does something. Emerton picks up a yellow. He was already on a 6. He's not having a good evening. Um, let's see. It's still pretty much all Foss Road. We'll go to them first. Not that the manager has. I mean, I guess Santa Cruz could be thrown on instead of Jardel, but Jardel's on an 8. It's not doing badly actually. And then there's Crespo as well. Barong is the only little bit disappointing there on a 6. Um, yeah, I mean there are options, but Smart goes as is. I guess it is the strongest team he has got on the pitch. We'll move over to Northern Burn. Ian, those are your numbers. Oh, I'll stay on this page, and you say as is as well. Wow, well, there are your numbers anyway. I thought you might say as is. Okay. Let's continue now with the remainder of this game. And there is Crespo. The goal won't stand. Unbelievable. There is, I mean, I don't know what it will take for Foster to beat Northern Burn, but it's it's going to be more than luck, I think. There is Shadell. Campbell clears it off the line. Shadell comes forward as well. Not seen Shadell being used so much in the Super League as he has been in the last couple of games for Foss Road, one of your 13 bogey teams. Um, had a bunch of chances. Foss Road, Northern Burn, absolutely riding their luck so far. Um, but of course, they have that opener by Tamudo, but wrong with the follow up. Casillas is doing his very best to pick up that MOM award, which looked as if it could be in his hands if he can keep a clean sheet until the end. Shadell strikes, it goes high into the stands, and that could potentially be all. Or will there be one more chance here? There could be another chance, but it looks as if it's going to be Northern Burn that's going to have that, and it's the final whistle. Two more injuries and a defeat. I guess that will be something to play for in the last round. Um, yeah, 13 shots, 7 on target, and still losing to Northern Burn. Not sure if anyone's hugely surprised. Kevin Hoffland somehow getting man of the match for his 5 key headers that he somehow won. Thuram doing very well defensively as well. Jardel not as effective as shooting the ball actually on target. Crespo doing a little bit better. Had that goal ruled out for offside. Not quite a champing, but of course disappointing for the manager when such things happen. Um, Drostov, who is not someone we see regularly, had a pretty good game at the DMC, and Ia Casillas somehow drops to an 8. But never mind, that's CM for you. We do have slots against Stackington still to play as well. This is going to be a fun one, I think. A couple of players have been brought in from Stackington. I think Charlie Miller and Karagunis are players that we don't see particularly often. Slots go as is after that big victory they had last time out. So let's go through this one, not quick as we can, but let's see. Uh, if anything will happen here between Sloths and Stackington. Alf obviously hoping that the free scoring form that he found in the last game was not just down to poor performance by Frey, but also a pickup in form from his players. But it looks as if certainly on that first half display that maybe it was down to Frey. They had 3 shots, 2 on target. Stackington have had nothing at all. Asuncao is on a 5. I don't know if there's any. I haven't seen Fife or anyone else around, so I guess it's managers only. And for Sloths, it looks a little bit like this. Someone was asking for Rui Costa. He is here. He's at Sloths. Someone was looking for him. I think it was Stee after having him in a Milan save or something, possibly. We will go until the end of this one as neither managers here. Here is Defoe opening the scoring for Stackington. I believe it was the first shot that they've had all game. And Slots are back to their old ways of not being able to find the back of the net. Um, I mean, you have so many options in that Milan team as well. Kutuzov, not the crappy striker one, but the actual AMC guy with his 20 or whatever is mental in that role as well. Um, Indeed, Sloths are back to their old ways of not being able to score despite dominating the game. Unfortunate. If someone wants to sell Alf an effective striker, he might be interested in that. Franca is not it apparently, and neither is Kessman. And Staggington, yeah, Defoe, Jermaine Defoe of all people, um, didn't really um, didn't really see that coming that he would get 5 goals in his 11 12 games. But apart from his jumping, he's actually got very solid numbers, good acceleration, great off the ball, pace, finishing, determination, all pretty good creativity as well, which apparently is important for some reason, and the technique. So yeah, Jermaine Defoe can do a job, definitely. Anyway, right, so this is what it looked like. Dudley won, Exiles drew with Badgers, Foss Road lost to Burn, Haggis won, Los Santos beaten by East Coast, Sancte 3-1 winners against Vikings, and Staggington beat Sloths. They are still 14th though, as these other guys, Sanctay, won. That means that both Haggis and Exiles get their queue, and it means that we will have the ultimate showdown in game week 26, where Phosphoro take on the Badgers for all the marbles, or at least for the final spot in the in the top six. All to play for as well here. I think Dudley Hill 29-17. That's plus 12. They have a better goal difference than East Coast, so they could potentially sneak past them. East Coast could definitely sneak past Northern Burn. Haggis are kind of like stuck in the middle-ish. Exiles just behind them. Could maybe be something happening there. And down at the bottom, Stackington, Stanley, Sancte, and Los Santos all within a point in the last four places. Wooden Spoon definitely up for grabs to anyone who wants it. Sloss and Fulchester so close yet so far. With Badgers win this one, we will have a 36 point. So actually, you have to lose, Tato. That's it has to be like that. Your logic is 38. If you win, you will get into the qualification. You will get the queue with 36. So I don't think that's gonna be I don't think that's gonna be good for you. 25 surely near a record for bottom. Uh, Possibly, possibly. I will have a look at that. Oh, by the way, before I forget, Steve, here are your things. David Collins, man of the match, on a 10 with 2 goals, assist for Roberto Carlos, and yeah, that's it. So there we go with that. Not good, but anyway, there was the Dudley Hill numbers. So this is all going to be very exciting. I believe, let's have a quick look at the goal scorer charts. Inzaghi is 1 goal ahead of Crespo, who I believe had a goal ruled out for offside this evening. Constantino is closing. Low scoring in general, but there we are. And in terms of assists, Roberto Carlos, Roberto, Cafu, Milan Petkov with 6. I'm not sure I saw that one coming, but there you go. Where's Maxim hiding? I don't know. It's absolutely terrible for you. You're right. You're right. Anyway, let's focus on the important stuff, the fixtures. Badgers against Foss Road for all the marbles, as mentioned. Exiles take on Fulchester. Haggis against Los Santos. Is Northern Burn against East Coast, another one. And this is one that Dudley Hill could obviously capitalize from, as mentioned. If Northern Burn beat East Coast and Dudley Hill win, Dudley Hill is going to sneak into second place, which is going to be very interesting. When's the game going to be? I'm guessing. Oh, I didn't mention it. I'm guessing Tuesday again, but we will have to finish the whole lot next week. So we'll see. If worst comes to worst, I might see if I can activate the co-host just to get game week 26 done. I don't have time over the weekend, unfortunately, but we'll see what we can do. We'll get the season finished by the end of next week for sure, because I'm out for Christmas until early January. So it'll be sooner rather than later. Thanks for your patience. Um, so yeah, huge game there. Stackington then informed Stackington with the vote taking on Dudley Hill. Stanley against Sancte, and Vikings against Sloths is the last game. But of course, two huge games coming up with Northern Burn and Badgers against Foss Road. It should be a great one. I will ask Steve and anyone else who's curious. I will ask for sure. He has got a schedule with his. I don't know if Swindon are playing or whatever. I don't follow non-league football, but it's so I don't know, but I will definitely ask him, and if he has time. Otherwise, I'll figure out something for next week. So I'll leave you with that. Leave you with the table looking like this. And as mentioned, congratulations to Haggis, to Exiles, Foss Road, and Badgers. Thank you for being good sports and allowing us this level of excitement in the final round. And Northern Burn against East Coast for top of the table, potentially with East Coast looking at keeping hold of that second spot, which of course is hugely important coming the playoffs. Swindon playing non-league is next season. Ah, okay. I apologize. Ah, it was Oldham. It's Oldham that are non-league now, isn't it? So Swindon next, I guess. Um, Fair enough. But you can understand as a Barrow supporter, Ian has had many years of non-league football, of course, but now they're flying high. I think Barrow, aren't they? So anyway, let's call it there. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll speak to you very soon. Maybe 5 of you will speak to you soon. Who knows? We will see. Thanks very much, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening.